Alright guys, today's the day. We're gonna get her loaded up on the trailer, take her to the diesel shop, take her over to my shop, get her on the 4-post lift and put the exhaust trans mount in it. We got to get the hood on here, and then I got to get underneath it and figure out some kind of temporary trans mount, maybe like a 2x4 or something, but it'll just be enough to get it on the trailer. I got my wiring to my distributor fixed. I had the green wire done to my starter, unhooked from the R terminal. I should have had it on the R terminal, so I moved it, put it on the R terminal, and that fixed my wiring up to my distributor, so now it runs with the key. Throttle linkage is done. I got the brake line fixed that I broke, trying to get the exhaust out. I don't know if I mentioned that, but I was trying to get the exhaust out, broke a brake line, but I got that fixed last night. So we're really close. So we're gonna get some stuff buttoned up and get it loaded on the trailer, get it over to the shop. Alright guys, we're loaded up, heading to the shop. It ran and drove great onto the trailer, so that's a good sign. We got her on the lift, got her here at the shop. We'll start putting exhaust on it. Here's our 2x4 trans mount. That'll be temporary, but it worked to get it on and off the trailer, and that's really all we cared about. So the shorty headers come out down here. I don't know how I'm gonna run my exhaust, but I've got a universal kit from Speedway. Speedway's been good to me on this car. They supplied the brake booster bracket, which was very reasonably priced, worked absolutely fantastic. And then I bought a full 2 1/4 dual exhaust kit that come with mufflers, two mufflers. All right, guys, it's done. Might not be the prettiest thing in the world, but not bad for a universal kit, and a couple guys have never built exhaust before. I'm definitely happy. Let's fire it up. So I mounted the trans cooler, got my hoses ran for the trans cooler, drilled me some holes, put me some grommets, mounted, ran my lines through it, ran into a problem. They make zip ties that you hold electric fans on with, and I was like, you know what, that'll work really good to hold my cooler to this, and I put some rubber between the radiator and the cooler. Well, when I went through right here, for some reason it busted the radiator right there. So, unfortunately, the radiator's absolutely pouring now. That sucks. But thankfully, my dad, the guy he works for, they build quite a few different cars, a lot of 57s, some 58s, some 59s. He had this radiator. He don't know if it's any good. I put some water in it. I didn't see it leaking. I just painted it because it looked pretty rough. I cleaned it up best I could, and I just got done spraying it. So hopefully this radiator's good, because that'll be a huge win, well, in a sense, to not have to buy a radiator. So we're gonna get this radiator out. I've done got the antifreeze drained that was in it. So it didn't take us very long at all. Get the radiator swapped out. I don't see it leaking. Alright, so radiator worked out good. I went a little different route this time. Instead of the zip ties, these brackets came with the cooler, the trans cooler. So I just mounted these brackets, and for now I've just zip tied the cooler to it. I don't have any P-clamps here, and that's what really I'd like to use. So I'm gonna get some P-clamps and mount the cooler to the brackets that I put on. Works great for now. I need a shroud. It's running a little warmer once we get going up the road than what I'd like. I got the kickdown cable for the 700R4 mounted and adjusted pretty close. All right, let's go for a ride. So on the test drive yesterday, everything went pretty good. However, it was running a little warm. It was running about 220 all the time. I'd really like to get that temp down just a little. So I'm gonna get rid of the manual fan. I've got an electric fan mounted. I didn't videotape that. I've wired it into a relay here, and I've robbed some power off my key hot here for the alternator. We're also gonna try a little water wetter. I've never personally seen this work. I've used it like twice in the past. The reviews online are really good. I've read through a lot of different forums. A lot of people seem to like it. So I've got an aluminum radiator on order, so this electric fan setup's really just temporary to get me through about a week or so till the aluminum radiator comes in. I've got a new thermostat. I got a new 180 thermostat to go in it. So I'm draining the antifreeze out. I'm going to pop the upper neck off, put my new thermostat in, put my water wetter in, put my antifreeze back in, hopefully drive it again and see if that doesn't go any better for us. Okay, new thermostat's in, manual fan's removed, electric fan's installed, water wetter is in, antifreeze is back in, so not too much of a change yet on temperature. Probably gonna have to take it up the road. So I think it helped just a little, not a ton though. I'm getting about, can't get it to focus here. I'm getting about 185 on my top hose. I'm getting about 190 on my intake manifold. But on the side of my block, I'm still getting about showing 200. That's acceptable. I can live with that. We tried doing some things to get it to run a little cooler. They didn't work. It seemed as though when I had updated the video, it seemed as though they had worked. But after a little bit longer trip, what I ended up finding was the more I drove it, the hotter it got. Ended up getting it up to about 230, 235, and then I parked it, and it just, I think it was just going to continue to get hotter. I have got an aluminum radiator on order. It is supposed to be here tomorrow. We're hoping that fixes it. While we wait on the radiator, I'm going to do some different things today. I'm going to try to get seat belts mounted in the back of the car. So I got some universal seat belts. I mean, they're the chrome latch style, I guess, period, correct? I don't really know, but so we're going to mount these in the back seats for my kids, so they've got some seat belt. So this was something from a 56 pickup I'd built. I was going to put some seat belts in it. I never did. Sold the truck, had the seat belts, so it's just what we're going to use for this project. Okay, seat belts are in. That seat is pretty ratty. It's had a lot of water run down through the crappy door seals. I'm thinking try to find me some nice green or bluish turquoise color Mexican blankets, lay over them. The girls, my kids, are definitely going to say something about how ratty the seats are. But I've got seat belts in there now. I feel really good. I know they're ugly because they're black. Don't roast me too hard about it, but it's what I had. It's what I had, so it's just what it went with. Sometimes what you got is just what you got to use. So I need to move on to doing the fuel sending unit now. Sending unit gasket is leaking, so I just went in and got a new sending unit because my gauges don't work. The radiator is here for the Biscayne. What an exciting moment. Let's get that bad boy installed. Okay, radiator's in. My wiring here is kind of temporary. I'll probably end up leaving it if anybody knows me, but it's temporary for now, so I say, because it comes with a harness and a temp switch, and it's supposed to kick the fan on at like 180 degrees, something like that, 180, 190, off at like 160 or something. Alright guys, I'm gonna go take it on a drive. It seems to be doing pretty decent. Seems to be running a lot cooler so far. It never got over 205 right there on the gauge inside. And I'm running 180, 175 on the upper hose and the upper neck. So I'm gonna go drive it. I'm not gonna take the camera with me this time, but I'm gonna go drive it and see how it does.